everyone, it's Jack from Cultaholic.com, and we are celebrating WWE moving to BT Sport, and I'm joined by none other than former UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Good.
Thank you.
Now, I want to ask you a little bit, and I'm sure you've been asked about it a lot before, but about the transition from MMA to pro wrestling, to sports entertainment. How are you finding that transition currently? Are you getting more used to it, or was it just an immediate thing that you were like, yes, I can do this?
No, it wasn't like that at all. It was more, from the beginning part when I was thinking of trying this out. I went to a show a couple years ago at Ronda Rousey's Elimination Chamber match. I was there with the buddy Daniel Cormier.
Oh, yeah.
We had other fighters there as well. So that's where I kind of retook my interest again into pro wrestling. Before that, I was a fan as a kid.
Yeah.
But watching that match, I just was having so much fun. I'm like, why not? Can I do that?
What's it been like working so closely with a legend of the sport like Rey Mysterio?
Oh, it's been awesome. Having somebody like Rey to, just right off the bat to hit it off, to he's just a great person, overall, just generally. But for me, just to be able to talk to him and, get feedback and, get tips. I mean, he's one of the great ones.
There's no one better to do it, right?
Yeah. So for me, I'm just blessed that I got the opportunity to do that and have been doing that. So yeah, man, anytime I get to be with him and talk with him and discuss stuff and just shoot has been great. So yeah.
I also want to ask a little bit, what's it like working with Brock Lesnar, given, I guess, your unique history? You, of course, clashed with each other in the UFC. What's it been like working with him in WWE?
Yeah. It's been different.
Right, yeah.
It's been different because this is obviously his territory. He's been the champion here for a while. He knows the ins and outs of pro wrestling, and me, I know the fight world. This is something that I'm getting used to a lot of. The more I do it, the better I'm going to get. So at first, I'm too interesting, but the more that I'm here, it favors me a lot more because then I get to learn a lot of the pro wrestling. I get to include that into what I normally do as far as fighting.
Right. Okay.
As far as my style, so I can't wait for the next matches that we have.
I imagine it's quite hard to kind of have to slow down because I'm not suggesting that there's no tactical pacing in MMA, of course, across 5 rounds or 3 rounds. But in WWE, I imagine everything, you have to take it in a lot more and really stretch out what you're doing over a longer period of time.
You do, and that's obviously a big change for me because that's not what I do. And I'm obviously the total opposite of that. I'm very high paced. I don't stop. You can't just do that here.
Yeah.
So that's something that obviously that I always am going to have to work on because it's so new to me. That and also acknowledging the crowd a lot more.
Yeah.
MMA, again, you don't. I mean, it's not that you don't do that. You just in the fight. There's no time to really take to do that.
There's no distractions. You can't do that. Yeah.
Well, no. Your job is in front of you. Your opponent is in front of you. That's all you need to worry about. In pro wrestling, it's your opponent, but also the people. Like you said, taking your time in between each move and just all that. You really need to be aware of your surroundings at all times, whereas MMA you are, but in a different sense. You're just focused on beating up your opponent.
Right, okay.
Getting the win at all costs, and that's it. Not stopping until you get there.
We saw a little hint that you may be more of an all-rounder in sports entertainment than we previously would have imagined, because I remember watching your match in AAA, and you were wrestling far more of a traditional luchador style.
Yes.
Where did the decision to do that come from, and then why in WWE have you gone for a more grounded approach?
So when I did AAA, I called the WWE first. I called them. Right. My people, my agent called the WWE. And I was interested from that match that I saw at Elimination Chamber. This is obviously where the best guys are. This is the top. So Triple H and Vince McMahon weren't going to give me a shot right away.
Okay.
That was clear. So I said, okay, let's do something else. I've always loved lucha. Lucha was my first love of wrestling. I watched that that was my first time ever watching any kind of pro wrestling. So I said, why not we do a lucha match? You know, me and my wife, my manager. My wife was super into it.
Okay.
She's like, why don't you do a lucha match? I said, okay, let's do it. So I did
the mask as well.
Well, that was all of our planning. You know, like nobody has ever taken their mask off like willingly,
Yeah.
and I took it off after my match, but nobody's ever done that before. Usually somebody else takes it off from you, and they got to rip it off. Right. You don't just take it off. But for me, in the circumstance that I'm in, where people know me already as Cain and they know who I am, I don't necessarily need to wear the mask the whole time. But I wanted to wear the mask. I wanted to do traditional lucha moves just to pay homage for the people that have done it in the past, and they just look cool to do.
Yeah, I was surprised because you're obviously a bigger guy, and my jaw dropped when I saw that. I was like, how's he hit the ropes like that?
Awesome.
I also want to ask you, because obviously we're now approaching the build-up to the Royal Rumble. I'm not sure if you can confirm or deny at this time, but are you interested in entering that match?
I'm very interested.
Okay.
Yes,
cool.
yes.
Obviously with Brock Lesnar staking his claim as the #1 spot, he wants to go through all 29 men. You would be very interested in that?
Anytime I can get another crack at Brock,
yeah,
of course I'm in.
Okay.
But just to be a part of the Royal Rumble, again, for me, I've never done it before. I've been a fan since I was a kid. That's a dream come true. Yes, I would love to.
Well, Cain Velasquez, thank you very much. And thank you very much for watching. I've been Jack from Cultaholic.com, and do not forget, of course, to join us. Thanks very much for watching, and let us know what you think in the comments section down below. You can follow Cultaholic on Twitter at Cultaholic and on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do, then please do check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Cultaholic, where you can pledge. And don't forget, of course, most importantly of all, to hit subscribe and to join us.